I'm Randi McGinn. My law firm is McGinn, Montoya, Love & Curry. I practice law in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I've been practicing for 42 years. I started off life as a journalist. The thing that attracted me to journalism was storytelling, of course. I was working, stringing sports and writing for a newspaper and trying to sell spec articles to magazines and realizing that they weren't even reading it, and called my uncle and said, "Nobody's reading my stuff." And he said, "Well, why would they read your stuff? You're like some punk kid." I was like 20. He said, "Let me suggest to you that if you get an advanced degree, people will read your stuff." So I went to law school for the completely morally bankrupt reason of maybe people would read my stuff. So I get to law school and I find out that it was the place I was meant to be, because isn't trial work storytelling on steroids? If you can tell somebody's story truly and well, you can turn it into justice, can't you? And there is nothing better than that. The courtroom is both thrilling and terrifying at the same time, right? It's not like classical music, it's like jazz. So there are sort of rules, but once you start trying a case, you start telling your story, they start telling an alternate story, and you've got to adapt in the moment, and you're improvising and responding to what's going on in the courtroom. And it's just the most exciting thing. And the terrifying part, of course, is it comes at the end of a case where you take your heart out of your chest and you stick it on the jury rail and tell the jury to make a decision, and they can stab your heart like this, or they can accept the story that you're telling them and do justice. The thing that's taught me the most is teaching other people, because to teach other people what you're doing, you have to figure out what you're doing. A lot of stuff that comes naturally to me, I say, well, why does that work, and what is it that I'm actually doing so I can teach somebody else about it? And that has probably done more to make me a better lawyer than anything. What I tell, particularly law students, people right out of law school, is that in order to really connect with jurors and people, you have to get the lawyer in your head that you sort of develop in law school. I have to be a lawyer now. I've got to act in a certain way and speak in a certain way. You've got to get that thing out of your head and be your authentic self, and to not be afraid to show your authentic self. My experience with Trial Lawyers University is that you make connections so that when some horrible problem comes up, you have people you can call or text these days and say, "Oh my God, this horrible thing, I'm in the middle of a trial, this horrible thing has happened." And you get answers back from all these people that you've met telling you what to do. And so you don't feel so alone anymore. You feel like it's you against the world out there all the time. And you come here and you get people to help you do what you do better. And you get a group of people that are an army with you. To make connections like you make here at TLU is just really fabulous. And you don't feel alone anymore after you leave one of these conferences. There's no better job than being a trial lawyer. We represent David or his spouse against Goliath, always. That's what we do. So often it's our little firm up against 5 or 6 firms on the other side, and those are the kind of odds we like.